Nathan Vega has always been a troubled person, in and out of foster homes. The 22-year-old had no way to avoid being kicked out of his parents' house and fired from his job, so he was supposed to move into a group home for vulnerable people. This group home was for people with mental illnesses, developmental disabilities, or at risk of homelessness. It wasn't the type for kids. Nathan hated it there. He hated the early dinner time at 4 o'clock. He hated the staff. But he did make one friend there. Her name was Deandra Peterson, and she was the most beautiful woman he had ever seen. Nathan and Dee Dee, as everybody called her, did everything together. Played games, ate meals, and went for walks. Now, a year has passed, and Nathan met a new friend who had just come in the previous day. His name was Malcolm. Over the next couple of weeks, he and Malcolm did more things together, until one day, Deandra and he listened to his favorite rapper, Data and the Androids. Data was rapping about one of his friends who ditched him for a girl. Then Deandra said, "That's kind of like us, don't you think, little Nathan?" Nathan looked at Deandra, not knowing what to say. He said, "The androids are still my friends, and I can have other friends I can hang out with." The fight went on for hours and hours until the police came and had to break it up. Nathan was so stressed out that night. The previous morning he noticed something. He had wet his bed. He woke up around 10 o'clock. He was unsure what to do. He went to his drawer and grabbed a garbage bag. "Oh no, I can't be a bedwetter," he said to himself. "I remember they did that to Keith. Also, I went to the White House today, and one of the residents..." And he kept on talking to himself. "I don't want them to put me in diapers. That would be the most embarrassing thing." A whole day has passed, and he barely even thought of it throughout the day. Finally, the night has arrived. As he walked to bed, he didn't remember it. Then Deandra said to him, "You better not have another accident, Nathan, or they're going to put you in diapers like Keith." "Thanks," Nathan said. Nathan was annoyed at her comment. Why did she say that? He forgot about it till now. Anyway, it was just a once-in-a-blue-moon type of thing. But it's his friend Deandra reminding him. He goes to bed as usual, hoping it doesn't happen again. But the next coming morning, much to his dismay, it happens once again. "Oh crap," Nathan says to himself, taking off his wet pajamas. As he steps a minute into another garbage bag, he hears a knock on the door. It's Deandra. "Let me come in just a minute," Nathan says. He panics, puts on a pair of pants backwards, shoves the wet clothes into the closet, and opens the door. "What's up, Deandra?" he says. Deandra, suspicious, asks, "What's going on in here?" "Nothing, but I gotta go," Nathan says. "Me and Malcolm are going for a walk. We'll go check out tacos and tequila," he tells her. "You know you're not supposed to have alcohol when you live here," Deandra replies. "Here, I need to go." "Yes, I know, but I'm going to have some tacos." Nathan pushes Deandra out of his room, thinking to himself that was a close one. Later that day, he and Malcolm were having tacos, but all Nathan could think about was what happened the previous night and how he peed in his bed. As they left the restaurant and paid the bills, Malcolm said, "I'm going back to the house." "Okay," Nathan says. "I'll be a while." Nathan sits in the restaurant and thinks about what happened. "Oh God, I don't want to be diapered like Keith," Nathan thinks as he walks home, walks by a thrift shop, talks in, looks around, sees an old AM/FM radio alarm clock and gets a wonderful idea. He purchases the F1 AM radio alarm clock combination. The cashier puts it into the baggie, and he walks back to the home. It's just in time for dinner. They are having Salisbury steak, Keith's favorite. Deandra sits at the second table. They eat. Deandra begins to make jokes. Meanwhile, the residents talk about how they are happy to go to the pool tomorrow. Deandra says, "Nathan needs to wear floaties. Maybe he needs to wear his floaties to bed." "Very funny," Nathan replies sarcastically. But Deandra continues, "You know, Nathan likes to show Star Trek, The Next Generation. His favorite characters will wake up because he's number one." Nathan says, "I think I'm finished," and takes his dish, puts the rest in the fridge. Nathan is sitting on the couch, upset about what has transpired at dinner. It's about 7:30. Keith is watching Jeopardy, and Esther and Brittany, two of the staff members, get Keith. They whisper, "Is it time to put on your nighttime underwear?" Nathan knew what that was. Keith gets up. They go into the office room. Keith comes out in pajamas and a little bulky thing under them, the diaper. Nathan thinks to himself, they're not going to put me in diapers. He even sees part of the diaper poking out of Keith's pajama pants. Determined to avoid a similar fate, Nathan goes upstairs and gets set up. He takes his new alarm clock and sets it up. He sets it on the lowest alarm volume so as not to wake up the other residents and sets it to wake him up every 4 hours after he goes to bed, figuring that this will help prevent him from wetting the bed. Everything is set up. The alarm clock is in place. Then Nathan does his chores, brushes his teeth, and gets ready for bed. In the middle of the night, the alarm goes off, waking up everybody in the home. One of the employees walks in, looks at Nathan, and sees that despite the alarm, Nathan's bed is extremely wet. He had an accident. Nathan is embarrassed. They caught him. Was it diapers for him? End of chapter 1.